All right, guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and it looks like LR Blue Goku and Vegeta are coming to global right now. Now, this is interesting, right? Because the last couple years on global, we have had a global first in December, right? So Goku and Vegeta, I mean, they're probably coming on like the 4th. It looks like the 4th to the 7th, I would say Evolution Blue Vegeta and KAIOKEN Blue Goku are going to be out on Global Dokkan, right? Then on the 25th, right, there's going to be the Tanabata banner, which we'll look at. And I wonder if, like, Jiren, let's say Goku and Vegeta come out like the 7th or something like that, like Jiren could come out on like the 20th, because that would match up around where LR, Kale, and Caulifla came out last year. But it looks as though there probably will not be a global first. But the one thing about global first the last 2 years, Hit and then KAIOKEN Blue Goku, is that they were Tournament of Power related, right? And this year, the 6-year anniversary theme is going to be Tournament of Power. So I was saying I didn't think it was likely, like, if global is going to get a global first, which wouldn't be shocking to me, even still, like, they could definitely fit it in somewhere in here or in January, right? I didn't think it was going to be Tournament of Power related, because I didn't foresee them, dropping... I see people like always saying Evolution Blue Vegeta, but he's going to be one of the 2 main Dokkan Fests along with UI Goku, right? So maybe like a Tournament of Power global first could be like, I don't know, LR Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo or something like that, or maybe like an LR Kefla or something, I guess, like one of them, right? I didn't foresee that showing up on global, and then JP moving into the 6-year anniversary, but not having that unit out, right? Like, that didn't really seem very likely to me. So I think if there is going to be a global first within the next 2 months, it will not be Tournament of Power related, and it's not going to be goddamn Kid Buu either, so stop. Everyone with the friggin' Kid Buu. They're also adding a new stage to the Ribrianne event. This is going to introduce Kakunsa and Rosie into the game. They are going to have an EZA area in probably like a week or so. Because I believe like this stage drops and then they get their awakenings a little bit afterwards, right? All right, so what is this right here? This is the Tanabata banner. Okay, and then I have the timeline of events right here, right? All right, so starting with the timeline of events, I am 99.9% certain that Kale and Caulifla's EZA is actually going to come out with this celebration, because they moved up Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and then it's very clear to me that they're then just going to put Kale and Caulifla's EZA in this Broly slot, right? Absolutely. So what we get right here, so we get the Blue Goku and Vegeta, we get this event right here, so we have Blue Goku and Vegeta, and then Krillin, and then of course the Rosie and Kakunsa. Now, I will say this. This unit is really, really good. They're very... I think they're very similar to LR Gohan and Goten, in that if the team is built around them, if you give them Rainbow Orb supporters, right? Wait, no, not her. Hold on. We want this one right here. If you give them Rainbow Orb supporters, they're one of the most devastating units in the game, for sure. I believe I did use them once at full level 10 links, but I did not really go, like I don't know, like, it was a long time ago. I actually did get them to level 10 links, though, in preparation for them arriving on Global, so I'll do a video with them very, very soon. We'll take a look at it. I feel like Realm of Gods is going to be their best team, because over there you could use the tech, Super Saiyan God Goku, who creates Rainbow Orbs, because that's just so critical to them, right? You run the Tech God Goku on rotation with these guys. I mean, they're going to have, what, Super Saiyan, I believe he might have Godly Power, Warrior Gods, and then, what, Fierce Battle as well? Let me just check. Does that God Goku have both Godly Power and Warrior Gods? I think he does. He has Godly Power and Warrior Gods. Yep, Super Saiyan and Fierce Battle. So he works really well with Blue Goku and Vegeta, right? He doesn't share ki with them, but he does give himself ki. And then with the Rainbow Orbs, this unit is not going to struggle, because they're getting 3 ki per Rainbow Orb. And again, every Rainbow Orb you get them, they're then doing these additional attacks, and then, they're greatly raising their attack and defense. Like, they just get super ridiculous once you're getting them Rainbow Orbs, right? Then there's also the Krillin. Now, Krillin, I'm actually very underwhelmed. Like, I don't know, like, some of the banner units they've released, like Tien and AGL Buu Piccolo and Supreme Kai and Kibito, are so OP. And then I look at like this Krillin and then like Zangia, and it's like they're just like solid. Like they're just okay. Like that's all this Krillin is, unfortunately. Like I wish I could, sit up here and suck him off relentlessly. It's like he's good. Like he's got attack lowering. He has a high chance of stunning. 180% attack and defense. But, I mean, his stats are pretty low. I mean, his defense is not bad. He's got 10,000 defense, but his attack is low. So that 180%, it's not like if, I don't know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had 180% attack, right? Medium chance of evading enemy attack. Only thing about that, I've talked about this many times. When it comes to dodging, he does have a 30 instead of 25. That's good. But when it comes to dodging, I don't... It's just like a bonus, I feel, like before 50%. Because like 50%, you can sort of like semi-rely upon it. 30%, I mean, you're playing with fire. But then this, what were they thinking? 2 key and an additional 120% attack and defense when your team has Android 18 attacking in the same turn. And then he's super effective against all types if the target enemy is stunned. I mean, he's okay or fodder, one of the two. And like, it doesn't help that Krillin, so there's LR Krillin, who's better, free to play, this guy, and then they also gave an EZA and Awakening to a Baba Shop Krillin, but he's not really that impressive either, that Baba Shop Krillin. So like LR Krillin is definitely the clear winner among all these Krillins who have recently come out, right? So those are the 2 new banner units on the banner, right? Now this banner sucks ass. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I actually think it would be incredibly wise if you're a global player to skip this. Honestly, I do. Global, we never know what Global's going to do. So they could do real shenanigans. They could make this a 3 multi, get 1 free. They could do tickets. There's a lot of bullshit they could do, Global could do with this. So understand that. But, I mean, if this is the banner, this is a skip, dude. Like, hard skip. No doubt about it. Like, this guy's good, but he's been on 100 banners. This guy, honestly, is aging rapidly. He's not that great. And, like, his transformation isn't that great. See, he's just kind of an L at this point. Jiren is still solid, and Jiren is definitely better once LR Jiren comes out. Evolution Blue Vegeta is good, but he's been on 60 banners. Same thing with these two. Like, they're good, but they've been on every single banner ever. Gohan and Goten are still really good, probably like a top 20 unit in the game, top 10 unit in the game, in that range. Beerus is amazing, and then obviously Goku and Vegeta are really good, and then Krillin's solid. But like, this is like, you're jumping into this banner, and like 6 out of the 10 units are an L, I would say. If you get these 3 or these 3, you lost. Like, that's an L, right? You basically are summoning for these 4 right here, and I just like, I don't know. It to me, it's fool's gold. Do not get deceived. Like, this is like a super hype unit. Don't get deceived by this. Don't summon for this, man. Don't do it. Now, this banner is going to come out on Christmas Day. Just like last year, for sure. It's definitely going to come out like that. This one's got the blue fusions on it as well. Now, it's got a lot of featured units, right? Now, here, a lot of these featured units are I would argue, better than the ones from the Blue Goku and Vegeta banner, at least now. In the future when that, STR Jiren and Angel Golden Freeze and stuff like that, like EZA, sure. But like, these guys are all either like they've EZA'd or they're about to EZA for like the Super Saiyan 4s. We got like Trunks and Zamasu are really good. These 2 are still pretty good. Gohan and Goten's on here. I mean, you do have 4 Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs on this banner, but I would say the main thing that could be beneficial for global players with this is Vegeta and Gogeta being introduced with red coins on this banner, right? You'll be able to pick them up with red coins. Goku and Vegeta will not be available with red coins, despite the fact that this is like sort of technically their second banner, right? Because their initial banner, then this one doesn't really count. They don't add them to the red coins, obviously, right? But I probably would say skip this one as well. And what you're going to want to summon for, I would think, is the New Year's Step Up banner. I imagine Global is going to be very generous with stones throughout December. And then I would say on New Year's Day, they'll have one of these Step Up banners where you can get like a guaranteed LR and stuff like that. I think that is where you should use your stones if you are a global player. I think that's probably a little bit more important even than something like Angel Golden Frieza or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who potentially could come, maybe like January, February, March time, right? So, all right. So then Kale and Khalifa's EZA is going to come. They're both very, very good. I like AGL Khalifa a bit better just because, like, she's really good for Super AGL Extreme Super Battle Road, which is, like, one of the two hardest stages in the game, pretty much, with like the extreme tech stage. So she's very good. She does a lot, raising defense. She's got the good dodge chance. She could counter super attacks. She could be super effective against all types as well. And that activates if just you have like LR Kale and Khalifa on rotation, right? So that's very good for that AJL Khalifa. This Kale, honestly, I think she's kind of like a worse version of like Super Saiyan 4 Broly. I am just about to get her to full level 10 links, and I'll do a video on her when she gets her EZA Global, right? But I think she's kind of just like a worse version of Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Like, I need to see her in action. Because what's her attack stat? It's actually right around where Broly is. But the thing is, Broly gets his attack buff on super attack, whereas Kale's is just start of turn. So, like, Broly plus Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, I'm pretty sure is going to look more impressive than our girl Kale here. And, you know, she, like, is lacking, like, the Super Saiyan link, only, like, the most common link in the game. So, obviously, that's definitely a bit of a bummer for sure, right? We have Kakunsa, Rosie, and then STR Ribrianne. These three units, EZA from the EZA area coming, I don't know, probably a week or so after the Blue Goku and Vegeta. They're pretty good. Like, they're solid. They're good units for, like, the special pose category. Like, Kakunsa and Rosie are both support type units for special pose. And then this STR Ribrianne, obviously, you want to use with, like, a full Peppy Gals team. It's like, they're solid units. But I don't think they're anything super special, but they are good, right? Like, you know, our girl here, Rosie, does stack defense, which is good. Like, right, like, she stacks defense on super attack, and then she's infinitely raising her attack just every start of turn right there. And then Kakunsa is the opposite, where she stacks attack on her super, and she's infinitely raising defense at the start of every turn over here, right? So they definitely have some value, right? Like, they're not complete throwaways, so you definitely want to get those done. Actually, let me pull up their EZA area, and let's take a look at the units that they want you to use for this. Oh, it's just all the Peppy Gals units. Okay. So you want to run, like, the Int Ribrianne as your leader, or SCR Ribrianne. And then, I mean, honestly, a lot of these Peppy Gal units are pretty good. Like, a Peppy Gal's team is quite strong. So I think if you have, like, you know, STR Chi-Chi and stuff like that, this really shouldn't be that bad, right, to be able to knock out. All right, let's continue on. All right, so then, part 2, right, we'll introduce the God Topo and Dispo EZA. You get the event where you can farm up Casserole, and then the LR Full Power Jiren banner, and then eventually this will come out later in December as well, the LR Prime Battle Goku EZA. So this is the Jiren banner right here. This is Skip. What a shock, I'm telling y'all to skip a banner, huh? But, like, this is just... Like, this Blue Goku is solid, Champa's solid, I guess, Bergamo's solid. I mean, this is God Topo, he's good. You're good. You're hard for me to call you bad. You're good. These two are basically fodder. Well, I mean, the only two units I could directly call fodder here, honestly, is just these two. Frost and Boda Magetta. You're not really going to use them, right? Because, like, Whis is good. The new Topo / Pride Trooper is good. Jiren is all the way over here because his SSRR has been around in the game for a super long time, right? Jiren is legitimately, like, a top 5 unit. Like, I feel like you could easily make the case that Jiren is the best unit in the game. I think he is easily better than Blue Goku and Vegeta, by the way. I don't even think it's close, right? You could easily say that Jiren is the best unit in the game. But he is a legendary summon unit on one of these shitty legendary summon banners, right? And people will say, well, truth, if you tell us not to summon on legendary summon banners, how do we get LRs? Step-ups. That's why I'm telling y'all to summon on the step-up at the end of the month, because Global is going to give out 3, 4, maybe 500 stones in December. If you save all those up for the step-ups at the end of the month, you're going to be able to get guaranteed LRs and other guaranteed exclusives and good units on those banners. That's better than summoning for, like, this shit banner, and you're just going to pull, like, that physical Blue Goku over and over and Champa and shit like that. Like, those aren't units you really want to be getting at this point in time with your stones, right? You want to go for, you know, banners with a lot of good featured units or guaranteed units. Now, again, this is global we're talking about, so who knows? I mean, they could easily just destroy JP and have, like, ridiculous discounts and tickets and all types of crap on these banners. If that does happen, I'll make a video addressing it, right? Like, if you should summon. But outside of, like, you know, crazy, like, tickets and stuff like that, as good as Jiren is, I don't think summoning for him is the best idea. But I will say, I've been playing around with the Space Traveling Warriors team, right? And like the meta, like this team is, this honestly, the Space Traveling Warriors could be the fastest team in the game, because what you do is you run Jiren and, either God Topo, EZA God Topo, who we're going to look at in 1 second, or this Topo/Pride Troopers, and then the other rotation you're running Turles, and then either AGL Turles, or if you're a whale like me and Nalar, you're running SCR Turles. Then you're just running the 2 Bojacks as floaters, and then, you run, like, I don't know, some other really good support type unit that's on here, and it's just death. Like, Turles and Jiren will instantly run through everything, because Turles and Jiren are, like, damn near the 2 hardest hitting units in the game, basically. Like, so that's one thing to consider, is the ridiculousness of this Space Traveling Warriors team. And this is where Bojack, like, again, people do get salty about the comparisons between him and Cooler, but they're built exactly the same way, so they will forever be linked. But this is where Bojack could have an advantage, because, like, Cooler, depending upon the situation, he's supporting one category or the other. But Bojack, it's the same category, it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger the more enemies you're facing, right? So, like, you got Bojack as a floater, giving this massive buff to units like Jiren and LR Turles, and it's GG. Get out of here. Goodbye. So, that's very exciting. And, like, if you want to go, but if you're a global player, that's talking about summoning. You got to summon LR Jiren, you got to summon LR Turles, and you got to get Bojack to do that. All 3 units whose banners aren't even out yet on global, right? So that's the only thing about that. All right, so then we have this Topo/Pride Trooper comes out with Jiren. This guy's really good. The only thing I just don't understand is why they didn't give him Fierce Battle. Like, that would have been so good for LR Jiren. Like, because this guy, like, I do kind of like this guy a little bit better than God Topo, because God Topo, if your health is maxed out, God Topo can get just crunched. But this guy doesn't, because he's going to guard, especially if you got a bunch of other Universe 11 category allies. Now, I guess, yeah, well, actually, because he guards just with another Universe 11 unit. Like, you don't need this, right? Because the team build I'm talking about, if you're using the Space Traveling Warriors team build I was talking about, you're not going to have this extra 110% attack and defense, but you can still guard. And he's a support type unit for Jiren. Like, it just gets just gets ridiculous. So, like, this guy's super good, but don't summon for him. Let him come to you, obviously, right? God Topo, again, gets super good, but the only thing is he does tend to get hit very, very hard in difficult events before this kicks in right here. Once you're under 70% HP, his defense is very good, but he can get slapped around quite hard before that, right? So definitely do keep that in mind, right? And then, of course, we also have our boy Godspeed Dispo right here. He's okay. Honestly, I've never really been that impressed with him. I just feel like Topo, you're just going to get a lot more use out of. But it is one of these things where, like, using a lot of these Universe 11 characters together, it just further strengthens Jiren and stuff like that, right? Because the thing is that this this Dispo has Hero of Justice, which I believe LR Jiren's got, right? No, LR Jiren does not have Hero of Justice. Okay. What link am I thinking of that Dispo has that God Topo doesn't? It is Hero of Justice. I know let me take a look at Jiren one more time, because I know he does have Infighter. Let me see. Shocking Speed, Infighter, Godly Power, Eternal Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Supreme Warrior. Damn, he's... One of the best things about it, right, is you rock him with, like, LR UI Goku, and they're sharing Godly Power, Eternal Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Like, that's what's insane. Like, he's such a good linking partner for, like, LR UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta and Kaioken Blue Goku, right? They're sharing a lot of links together, so that's really... Jiren is just really good. Then we also have Casserole right here, who's just, like, sort of like a free-to-play unit. He's decent for a free-to-play unit. Stacks defense. He also does support Universe 11. Again, they release a lot of characters just to sort of enhance Jiren, right? Like, the whole second part of the like celebration is just like LR Jiren, like a bunch of units that are just super, super good for him. Like, legitimately, the entire, like, second half, it's just like all these guys. Yeah, like literally every single. The only Universe 11 unit that doesn't basically come out in the second part of this celebration is the SDR Jiren. All these other guys are basically new. So they wanted to make sure that Jiren is definitely, working at full capacity there. And then the last thing that should be coming out is 1000 Day Goku and LR Prime Battle Goku's EZA will be coming out. This guy is definitely, I would say, the best free-to-play unit in the game, but 2,000 days logged in is tough, to say the least, to get him. But he is phenomenal. I would think he is better even than probably that LR First Form Frieza, but I don't know. I'd have to test him out a little bit more to sort of see that, right? So, let me know what you guys think about 1,000 Day Goku, LR Jiren, Blue Goku, and Vegeta, who are going to be coming to Global very soon. Again, I heavily encourage you guys to skip summoning on their banner, but it's up to y'all. We'll see what you guys decide to do. Because remember, if we look at the schedule, right? So Goku and Vegeta are coming out either like the 4th or the 7th. So then Jiren is coming out on like the 18th to the 20th, 21st, somewhere in there, that range. Then the Tanabata banner is on the 25th, and then we'd have a New Year's step up, right? So there's a lot coming. I don't know that there actually is time for a global first, but they could do it. I mean, previously they have jam-packed December for global, so I think that is still conceivable, or at least maybe in January. We shall see, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.